Abians love Governor Alex Otti because he's delivering the change they voted for. From fixing roads to paying salaries on time, promoting transparency, and putting the people first, he's leading with vision and integrity. Watch the big transformation so far in Abia State and tell us what you think about him. Thanks for watching.
The story of Abia in 2025 is proof any society can claw its way back from the mayday of despair to a place of hope and renewal. If you were at any of the major streets in Abia or Umuahia by the close of business on the 28th day of May 2023, or plied any of the major roads in the cities, or perhaps had a home or a business around Umunochi, Sukwato axis within the same period and returned to those locations today, what you would observe are not mere changes, they are living proofs that nothing is beyond redemption.
My name is Comrade John Chibikodema. The governor has done a lot which I have never seen in the history of Abia for the first time. Since his tenure, this is 2 years now. In fact, he has changed lives. He has changed our business to business growth. He have imparted another new life to us. This road now being Port Harcourt Road, formerly it's no-go area. You cannot even talk of coming down here. You cannot even talk of trading. You cannot even talk of associating with people. But today, we have achieved a very big change.
Before, for 25 years now, we are suffering here. We've been suffering. No way, no life, no nothing. If you go to Crystal Park before, there's a lot of dustbin, dirty, heavy dustbin there. So there's no way this road you cannot go there. No business for us. Even strangers don't come into Port Harcourt Road. But today now, I thank God that God has given us somebody who has bring us back to life. God has given us somebody who can make us so that our children can eat. We can train our children. They can go to school. We buy books for them.
The heaps and mountains of refuse that welcomed you to our urban centers 2 years ago have since disappeared. The nightmare of driving through impassable roads is now a distant memory, and residents of communities once besieged by kidnappers and an assortment of criminals can now sleep and snore. The anxiety of yesterday is gone.
Recently, in the last 2 years, when there were some issues of insecurity in the entire environs, coupled with the forest that is surrounding the cattle market and in the environs, especially around the Chelsea axis. But forcefully, on the coming of the administration of this new government, the governor have did what is humanly possible with his capability as the #1 citizen of Abia State, coupled with our former mayor of Umunochi local government, Chief in the BCK, who on his own and other security agencies find it necessary to see what can we do to find a lasting solution in terms of maintaining peace and order in this community.
For teachers in public schools, regular civil servants and retirees, the agony of false expectations, empty promises, and official deceit have given way to certainty and fidelity to the promise of prompt and regular payment of entitlements. It's either before or on the 28th of every month, no excuses. A few years ago, tens of thousands of civil servants went several calendar months with no kobo in their salary or pensions accounts. Today, a 24-hour delay is seen as an anomaly. Beyond just paying workers and retirees as and when due, about 30 billion naira have also been committed to defraying arrears accumulated before May 29, 2023. In several homes across the state, joy has taken the place of anguish as children return to schools and hopes for brighter tomorrow restored. All debts are paid off and access to credit facilities re-established because the creditors know when everyone who works for or retired from the employ of the state government will get their paychecks.
People became uninterested. People were demoralized, staff, because of accumulated arrears of salaries, non-payment of salaries. So people were no longer putting in their best. But since the governor came, since Dr. Lesoti came, the salaries have been regular and even went as far as clearing the arrears of salaries owed to us. And because of that, people are now putting in their best.
The present look of the Nnamdi Azikiwe Secretariat in Umuahia tells all the difference between what was and what has become. The manicured lawns, the conventional and alternative energy sources, reliable water supply systems, high-speed internet infrastructure, improved office furniture, and an entire ecosystem that supports optimal workforce productivity points us to everything that has changed in the last 24 months. The Jack building at Ogurube layout with a 750-seat capacity well-furnished auditorium provides conducive atmosphere for public events and reminds us of the treasures that were hitherto allowed to lie waste beyond the capacity to provide a beautiful space for occasions of all sorts without disrupting regular urban activities and traffic. The Jack building also houses the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs and departments and agencies connected thereto. The complex also provides office accommodation to the Our Health Management Bureau and several other parastatals that were previously squatting in spaces that undermine the smooth conduct of government businesses.
My name is Prince Wiloriaku. I'm from Okuti Beku. This place was abandoned for quite a long time now during the past administration. It was Otti administration that furnished this place, put it in order, where people like it so much more than every other place.
For thousands across rural and urban communities, access to healthcare just got better with the delivery of 200 new and retrofitted primary healthcare facilities. Beyond the transformation in primary healthcare, the last 24 months have also seen the building, rehabilitation, and renovation of scores of secondary and tertiary health centers, replacing dilapidated structures with modern, fit-for-purpose facilities to serve the health needs of the people while improving the general quality of life. To crown it all, the construction of an ambitious $1.3 billion Abia Medical City project will kick off in a matter of weeks following the conclusion of site selection and the signing of a memorandum of understanding with the financial partners. Upon completion, this multi-specialist facility will eternally change the medical services delivery ecosystem in Nigeria and across the West African region. The Abia Medical City will not just serve the medical needs of today, it will open our eyes to the possibilities of tomorrow. While the medical city would run as a private facility offering premium services to individuals and families with the resources to pay, the holistic medical architecture in Abia will be rejigged to effectively support everyone else with simple and complex medical conditions. The Abia State Diagnostic and Specialist Hospital in Umuahia has since been transformed to a center of regional excellence in eye care, urology, and several other health specialties. It is interesting to note that this health facility that now attends to the health needs of thousands of individuals weekly was lying comatose, its premises overgrown with grasses and the walls densely covered with webs of spiders in the early weeks of June 2023. Likewise, many other secondary health facilities in the state. The dilapidated structures at Amachara General Hospital were pulled down entirely, and in their place, a world-class center of medical excellence is being erected to support efficient service delivery, learning, and research. Speaking of medical research and learning, things are looking up at the Abia State University Teaching Hospital, Aba, which became moribund around 2021 as the institution lost its accreditation. The school is being functionally and structurally remodeled to offer first-rate medical education to students and qualitative care to the community. To support this vision, investments have been made to upgrade the institution's infrastructure, expand its research scope, and the mix of human and material resources. What do we see when we look at the Abia education sector today? A great future, because quality education is the bedrock of a bright future. The Abia of 2045 will be radically different from the Abia of 2020, and the difference will be driven by the volume of investments made in the recruitment, training, and retraining of teachers, the addition of new school buildings, and retrofitting of existing ones to make the teaching and learning environment conducive. The products of our public school system would rule the world once again with their ingenuity, creativity, and hunger for impact, like Chinua Achebe and all did. With the recruitment of thousands of new teachers for our primary and secondary schools, the emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, the restoration of history, and mandatory teaching of Igbo language in all our schools, Abia is not just preparing to make the most of the opportunities in the new global order, it has also taken proactive steps to foreclose the erasure of our history and language, guaranteeing that from age to age there will always be brilliant minds who can tell the world about us, our culture, philosophy, struggles, failures, and triumphs. Our children will not just learn about the theories and exploits of others, they will also be taught that this land also has its heroes and heroines. In the transport sector, the erection of 64 eco-friendly bus shelters along major routes have been completed in the urban centers of Aba and Umuahia. Two modern multimodal terminals are at different stages of completion, and the contract has since been awarded for the delivery of dozens of EV buses to power our mass transit system, enabling safe, quick, and a reliable transportation system for inter- and intra-city commutes.
Central bus terminal in Aba and Umuahia. So it's in progress now. By God's grace, very soon is going to be completed.
Elaborate programs of industrialization, innovation, job creation, and economic rejuvenation would amount to nothing if the challenge of erratic power supply is not holistically addressed. While it is true that the power generation and distribution challenges will not be resolved in one day, the low-hanging fruits are being steadily harvested with the installation of about 10,000 solar-powered streetlights at strategic business and residential layouts and across major roads in rural and urban centers. An extensive investment in alternative energy sources have also been made in campuses of government-owned institutions, health establishments, government secretariats, and markets. Additionally, 69 high-capacity transformers were recently distributed to several communities across the state to improve power distribution and user experience. Beyond these, the geometric power project, stalled for several years, is now fully operational, providing reliable electricity to millions of residential homes and businesses within the 9 local government areas in the Abia ring-fenced zone.
I saw the outpouring of emotion, of love and support for Dr. Alex Otti. Your Excellency, posterity will be very kind to you. Keep the flag flying, keep up the good works. Long live geometric power, long live Abia State. Thank you and God bless you all.
It is now very likely that within the next 18 months or earlier, another milestone will be recorded as a new investment vehicle set up by the Abia State government is currently negotiating to take over the shares of Interstate Electric in EEDC. The new structure will cater for electricity supply and distribution in the Umuahia ring-fence zone by purchasing whatever power is generated beyond market requirement at geometric and wheeling same to serve the remaining 8 local governments of the state outside the Abia ring-fenced area. The changes happening in Abia are cross-sectoral and no community or growth area is neglected. From the new ultra-modern court buildings springing up across the 17 local government areas to urban streets, it is easy to see that while Abia may not have arrived its development destination, it has certainly left the old station. Besides, who says that development is a destination that must be hurried to? Whatever it is, the joy of the average person here is that we are reaching new milestones every day. For our people, development is about the sequence of progress.
My name is Maduka. Frankly, there has been enormous transformation here in Abia State. I join millions of Abians who believe that the governor, Dr. Alex Otti, is God sent. I believe that totally. Going by the numerous things he has done so far in Abia State. Where do I start? Well, with more emphasis here in Abba. Abba that we all know that has given us very bad image for many years. Some of us will travel outside Abba to other states. When you tell them you are from Abba, they will look at you and say, but you don't look like somebody who lives in Abba. That is expecting you to look as dirty, as ruffian as Abba was looking then. Abba, which at one time was classified as the dirtiest town in in Nigeria and even beyond, is now the envy of a lot of people. It's hard these days, to see empty sachet water on the streets. Very difficult, very difficult. And I was amazed, to see the garbage dump bin, the big garbage dump bins scattered all over the town. I was amazed to see. I was driving by and I saw some people washing that bin and disinfecting it.
My name is Chief Shaka Obasa. I am from Abia, now a local government, an Abba-based businessman. Companies are coming in. If you go towards Chioma Axis, a whole lot is happening there, and the effects, we are seeing the effects here. Our businesses it's going on, it's going well. We are doing well, unlike what we've been doing before his emergency as the governor of the state.
My names are Chief Sir Louis Nkene Enukeme, popularly known as Omeka Naya. I am the Director of Lubricating Oil Plant of Tonimas Groups Limited, with headquarters located in Abia State and branches throughout Nigeria. Me looking at Abia State beyond 24 months. For someone like me who was born and bred in Abia State, I've seen the ups and downs so far. And I must tell you, it's incomparable. With the effect of changes in the past 24 months, it's beyond words. Even the blind could see that things have turned for a good life. Let's bring it down to the roots. Are we talking about the infrastructural development? Now the Abia people, especially the Abba, can heave a sigh of relief. You can move from point A to point B without any stress. Are we talking about the cleanliness of Abba? Right now is when we realize that ASEPA does work. And you can see for yourself, ASEPA is working. Are we talking about the good governance, the accountability? It's been a while, I've not heard someone saying that they've been owed their salaries and stipends and whatever. Because accountability is the watchword.
My name is Chief Jerry Okalo Osimiri. I am the Chairman CEO of Transmedia Holdings, Nigeria Limited. I'm a businessman. It has not been easy to do business in Abia for some time. There was a time we had a lot of problems here in this city. we were bottled up in Aba. That we cannot access Akwa Ibom, access Port Harcourt, even access Chioma here, which is very close from Aba here. We had a time it was so rough. As a matter of fact, I want to thank God for Dr. Alex Otti, whom God has made to become our governor this time around. The nightlife, which we've not been having for some time now, is back. What else can we say? So people are asking him where he's got the money from. People like us then don't tell them, because we know that where he got money is the same money that the government has, and they didn't want to apply it. Well, so now he's applying the money because he didn't go to borrow money to come to apply it. It's the same money that he'll be receiving. That is what he's using. We're happy for him.
The marvel of the new Abia, it has to be noted, is beyond the provision of critical socio-economic infrastructure. Without doubt, we now have a government that is alive to its obligations through timely response to emergency situations like fire outbreaks, road accidents, and security threats. But there's more. The new Abia is also about big dreams, projects that will transform the socio-economic landscapes and enhance the appeal of our communities as magnet of opportunities for all who dream and dare. Think about the soon-to-take-off 250-room Imba Hotel Aba with an international convention center to be built in collaboration with Radisson Blu. Its impact on tourism, leisure, business travels and conferences, and even entertainment in Aba and beyond. How about the Abia Industrial and Innovation Park in Owaza, Oka West Local Government Area, with key projects like the proposed 10,000 barrels per day modular refinery and scores of manufacturing, industrial processing, and packaging hubs? How can we forget the Abia International Airport construction project at Nsulu and its potential to transform business and social activities in Aba and beyond? For the residents of Ovom Street in Aba, who were on the verge of losing their homes and businesses to the menace of gully erosion,
starting immediately. So by the time we engage with contractors, it's not going to be done by that directly. People who understand what to do. But I believe that it's something that we should deal with before the end of this.
before Governor Otti acted swiftly and compassionately to save them from a lifetime of misery.
Erosion. But for the past 2 years, they got home
Erosion several. I know me and my auntie or the winner that this period. I say our able governor Chigani got sent. Mostly to me because all hope is lost before. Nisheba shop Erosion Eba no man. Chineka will be great work. Abia as a whole. This man got sent in Abia State. Chineke Abia State this period.
The billions of naira committed to the erosion control and land reclamation project is the best public expenditure decision ever made in the history of the state. And of course, their gratitude to the governor knows no bound. The world runs on signals, as nothing stays hidden. It is therefore no surprise that the marvel of the new Abia has been noted in all the right places, from Washington to New York, London to Tel Aviv, and across major global capitals and institutions where every nod, every invitation matters. Abia and everything happening within has been the subject of focused conversations in important auditoriums at Nsukka, Harvard, Cambridge, Yale, and in other global institutions where every word spoken from the podium reverberates across the world. Abia is not just going to the world is also coming to Abia, a state that has traditionally birthed greatness in human, technological, and cultural expressions. This state, after all, is the birthplace of Dr. Michael Okpara, General JTU Agi Ironsi, Miss Aruma Ote, amongst other men and women whose influence have shaped societies and institutions around the world. What has happened in Abia over the last 24 months is beyond progress. It is your classic definition of transformation, of marked change in form, nature, and appearance. Abia, God's own state since 1991, is being transformed by intelligent leadership decisions, guided by foresight and an awareness of our race to conquer and become. Dr. Alex Chioma Otti, the executive governor of Abia State since May 29, 2023, is not your regular political leader. He has the anointing that distinguishes champions from also ranks. Think about the resilient spirit that kept him going, even after pundits kept his chances of victory at less than 5% in 2022. His bouncing back from an electoral injustice that would have crushed the souls of many in 2015 as the article of uncommon triumph and the decision to keep going even after the 2019 chaos. This is one inspiring story that can stir the dead back to life. In 2023, when victory was achieved, he re-echoed through his words and actions the immortal wisdom contained in the quote often attributed to Winston Churchill: "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts." In the opening page of his 2023 electoral manifesto, Dr. Otti made it clear that he's prepared to give his all to see the restoration of the old glory of the land in our lifetime. Those are not words spoken on the whims of the hour, but reflect a profound commitment to make the Abia restoration project his life's work, whatever be the cost. But why would a wealthy and peace-loving man like Dr. Otti elect to make the restoration of the lost glory of Abia his life's mission? Recall that he was already comfortable, had a great job as the CEO of a rising bank, and did not need the privileges of the governorship seat to find fulfillment. How did he find the strength to go through several rounds of grueling campaign trips and then return again and again until he won again? The answer is simple. Dr. Otti appreciates that there is more to life beyond material comfort. Politicians seeking elective positions share the same overly optimistic outlook with chronic gamblers. But the Alex Otti campaigns of 2015, 2019, and 2023 were driven by something beyond mere optimism. It was a generational battle for the soul of our dear state, with only two outcomes: win and change the trajectory of the state, or give up and watch our children suffer collective destitution. It does not matter how materially successful they become, no amount of personal wealth could have cleaned the streets of Aba, fixed Port Harcourt, Obohia, or Hanku, and cemetery roads, restored security to communities that had been overrun by terrorists, or changed the ambience of our urban and rural communities. It was a quest to create an environment that protects and promotes the hardworking and then supports the vulnerable. The message was crisp and the delivery at each stop was sharp, concise, and flawless. We deserve better. So who is Dr. Alex Otti, and what drives him? Why is he different? Simple. He's driven by the hunger to prove that we can be as great as any human society in history, that leadership matters. Dr. Alex Otti is the leader who moves with minimal noise, no sirens, stops for traffic like any decent person would. He personally serves guests at his home because he understands two things. 1. Leadership is service. 2. Privileges are sacred trust. They are only useful when the custodians are humble. Governor Otti, it would interest you to note, sacrifices his salaries to charitable causes and does not go to bed until every file on his desk is meticulously attended to and plans for the next day made. He is a listening leader with the patience of a monk, a witty conversationalist, an avid reader, and a celebrated writer who understands the power of the pen to push and polish ideas. If you had known or associated with Dr. Otti for a reasonable length of time, you would appreciate that success indeed, whether in school, at home, running a business, or leading a state, does not happen by accident. It is prepared for and attained only by those willing to pay the price through toils and sufferings, and of course a mindset that can neither bow to defeat nor surrender to despair. The newer Abia is proof that everything, as John Maxwell wrote, rises and falls on leadership. The best road networks in the world are of limited value if they do not support value addition to the GDP through job creation and access to markets. The value of a hospital is not defined by the elegance of its structures, but by the quality of services available to individuals who walk through its doors. A gigantic structure does not just become a school because the signpost at the entrance says so. It's about the quality of learning, the transformation in the minds of the pupils and the students that determine whether it's truly a school or just another public building with human beings wandering through it. Development, therefore, is about impacting the lives of the people through job creation, expansion of opportunities for entrepreneurship, and improved living conditions for the present generation and those coming after. On this note, one can say without equivocation that the scope of transformation happening in Abia captures every true essence of development. In Aba, experts are estimating that the reconstruction of Port Harcourt Road, Cemetery, Obohia, or Hanku, and scores of other such strategic roads that have been fixed in the past 24 months would expand the value of the city's GDP by around 50% or more over the next few years. Investors are coming in their numbers, and there are many positives to that in terms of job creation, addition to the public revenue flow through taxes and fees paid to the government. The entry of local and international investors, one must add, significantly extends the development footprint to communities outside the current Aba urban corridor. In Umuahia, the opening of new roads has simply translated to the multiplication of opportunities as investors begin to see the city beyond the old prism of civil service quarters. Along the northern corridor, the construction of the Joe Iruku Way stretching from Umuahia through Ozakali, Isukwato, Alaye, Item, Abriba, and Ohafia has not just made travels for regular commuters a pleasant experience. The road project has proven to be an economic masterstroke that would unlock the untapped agricultural and solid minerals potential of the communities around the zone. Also in the northern part of the state, the reconstruction of the Aruchuku-Ohafia Road is opening up economic opportunities for thousands of farmers and agro-entrepreneurs, investors in the solid mineral ecosystem, and others. What is more, the construction of a new bridge along Igu River, where the popular Meniko Bridge is located, speaks to the determination of the Governor Otti administration to break jinxes and prove that unlike what we had been led to believe before now, the fault was never in our stars, but in the unwillingness of those who held positions of responsibilities before now to rise to the demands of leadership. In Umunoche, the restoration of security and order in places where chaos once prevailed is another testimony to the fact that where there is the political will to put the safety and welfare of the people above all other considerations, no obstacle can be too great to overcome. Today, business activities boom at the Lokpa cattle market. People come from far and near to buy livestock and allied products from the market and return to their destinations happily, unafraid of running into the bad boys who either kidnap for ransom or for something more sinister. As the Governor Otti's 2023 campaign message prophetically stated, help has truly come to Abia. Congratulations to every hero, sung and unsung, working in whatever capacity to carve a new image for our land. The new Abia is clearly not an empty phrase. It is a reawakening.